You're watching the Catechized Life with Higher Things. Hey, let's talk about the Sixth Commandment. Yes, the Sixth Commandment that says that you shall not commit adultery. Now, like all the rest of the commandments, this commandment too is intended to protect God's gifts to us. We think about that Fifth Commandment, which is intended that thou shalt not murder. It's intended to protect God's gift of life to us. And the Sixth Commandment of thou shalt not commit adultery is indeed protecting another gift for us. And what is that gift? It is the gift of the marriage. A marriage, yes, a marriage of a husband and wife coming together into one flesh. It's protecting, the Sixth Commandment is protecting the gift of the family, which hinges on this stable marriage of a husband and wife coming together. If you think about it, sex outside of marriage has actually wreaked wreaked havoc on our society, in every aspect of our society. And I don't say this just merely to be a sexual killjoy by any means, but if you think about it, sex outside of marriage with all the sexually transmitted diseases, man, I think there's 15.3, let me make sure, 15.3 new cases, just reading off my notes here, 15.3 new cases, million cases each year. And you think about that, all the deaths, 16,000 STD deaths a year, all the divorce, the split families and so forth. It definitely, sex outside marriage definitely has these huge ramifications in fragmenting the family. So this commandment of thou shalt not commit adultery is intended to be that curb or that fence that protects marriage. It keeps that holy estate and the institution of marriage whole and complete for the sake of blessing us, and because it is one of God's gifts to us. In fact, let me read a little bit here for you. In thinking about marriage, the blessing of marriage, this comes from a guy named Randy Newman. He writes this. He says, within marriage, God blesses the husband and wife in total voluntary vulnerability. In this marriage bond, the husband and wife are allowed to be intimately free with each other and find acceptance in each other. Over time, instead of ridicule, a oneness emerges where acceptance and unashamed love captivates the couple. This is that love, that intimate love that is in a marriage that God is intending to protect. And he goes on to say, by protecting this intimacy between a husband and wife, pollutants are actually kept out of it, out of this covenant, this bond of marriage. And the husband and wife, they can heal each other in the deepest area of their pain as they come together to support each other. And then to go on to think about it, out of this deepness of this intimate connection of the husband and wife together in the oneness, they are to love their children and to love the rest of their family. So indeed, when adultery does happen, and God forbid when it does, it actually pollutes. It tears that union apart, which fragments the family, and the lasting repercussions of that are drastic, generation to generation. And so indeed, in the Sixth Commandment, we see God wanting to protect the gift of marriage. And like the other commandments, when this Sixth Commandment is broken, we know that this good 10 commandments, they expose our sins, showing us where we have broken God's holy, precious law in thought, word, and deed. And then that drives us again to the gospel of Jesus Christ, to hear about the forgiveness of sins, where we are forgiven, where we are cleansed of our sexual sins, and where we are established rightly in God's forgiveness, in this grace that he has for us. So this is the Sixth Commandment for us, God's gift to us, just like the other commandments, protecting his gifts, I should say rather, protecting his gift of marriage and sex for the couple and for the marriage and for the family. This is the Catechized Life with Higher